Morning, church. Hope you're all well, and I've got a little something for you. I wonder if you can remember this. I woke up, well, actually, I think it was in the night. I just suddenly thought, oh, I remember that. Do you remember this? Put your hands together, fold them in, and it goes, here's the church, and here's the steeple, open the doors, and here's all the people. I don't know if you remember that. Kids, you might not, but grandparents definitely will. And I was just thinking, actually, we haven't got the building. We certainly haven't got a steeple. Well, we've got a little one at Grosvenor, but we're not there. But we are still the people. And that got me thinking about my hands. What is church if we're not in the building at the moment? And I've come up with 5 things, and I think these 5 things are really important. I went back to the book of Acts, Acts chapter 2, verse 42. All the believers devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, and to sharing in meals, including the Lord's Supper, and to prayer. Now, those of you who come to Breakfast Buddies, you know that those are the 4 things that we do all the time. We love eating together. But it made me think, let's think of our fingers, because actually that's what this was all about, using our fingers. And the first thing, the thumb. Really, really important. Thumb through your Bible. Now, mine is very floppy and yours might not be, so I have to thumb through it all the time, and I use my thumb to find the page that I want. Your Bible might look a bit like this, and thumbing through is still just as easy, but remember, read your Bible, kids. Parents, be proactive, get your Bibles out, read them together. That's really, really important. That's your thumb. The second finger, pointing. We're pointing up to God. We need to pray. That was one of the things that the early church did. Pray. Now be creative. Don't just sit and pray. Pray in different ways. You've got all this time while you're at home to think about different ways. How about blowing up a balloon? Playing a game. Put some music on. Put some worship music on. Bounce the balloon around. And when you catch your balloon, say some prayers. Maybe you want to say a thank you. Maybe you want to say a sorry or a please. Play a little game. Jenga, prayer Jenga. Write some prayers on the side of the Jenga as you play it. As you pull out each one, pray the prayer that's on it or pray for the person. Bubbles. Have you ever done bubbles? Oh, I love bubbles. I haven't got any at home. I'm here and I haven't got any bubbles, but say a prayer, blow the bubble up into the air, go out in your garden, and as the bubble pops, you know that prayer has gone up. So, you read your Bible, thumb through your Bible, pointing to God. Our prayers are being answered. The middle finger, the tall one. Oh my goodness me, we'll come back to that one, I think. Wait, put that one on hold. Let's go to the ring finger. Now on my ring finger here, I've got something called an engagement ring, and that was a promise. And that's going to remind us of something that we promise that we need to do each time we meet. And that is take communion. Now, all you need is a little slice of bread, bit of squash. Families, take communion at least once a week. Set aside some time. This is the most amazing opportunity to actually do this with your family. Sit around the table, take communion together, and really do remember what Jesus has done for us. So we've got your Bible, praying, communion. This one, that's all the fingers together. That's remembering everyone. But this middle one, I need all 3 of these because actually I think this looks a bit like a W. And this middle one is worship. Now, worship is something that you can't do so very well on your own, but you can. You can't do it in the congregation as we are, so we're not a huge group, but there's so many amazing things you can find online. And let's be creative. Let's not just sing along. Why don't you, kids, make some things. Find some wool. Tie it around a peg and play it. If you can't find that sort of thing, find a bit of fabric or ribbon, and if you can't find anything else, just tie it to a spoon. That works just as well. I'm sure you've all got something. Set yourself up a little drum kit and drum along. Let's get some drummers in training for when we're all back together in the main church. It'll be fantastic. And if you can't do that and you can't find any of those things, I'm sure you've all got some old lentils in your cupboard like I have. Now, I'm not using lentils and I'm not wasting good rice and pasta because they're scarce. Just pop a few in a pot, put the lid on, don't have to be, and you've got a shaker. Get your kids making a band. Let's make music together. Let's worship God in music and through reading the Bible and praying and everything together. So, your hands. Do the little rhyme. That doesn't work anymore. Let's just do these things at home together. What an opportunity. You've got so much time on your hands. I'm not with you, but you are as a family. And that last one, when everybody's together, yeah, you can't have a huge number. We're not at Ignite, we're not in Explode or Sparklers or any of the things that we would do normally at church. But be creative. Do the things with your family. Maybe get mum or dad to do a Zoom or FaceTime, and so that you can actually chat with some of your friends so that you're not missing them. But let's remember those things that it says. All the believers devoted themselves to all of those things. And finally, the last thought was from Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 10. You can have a look at it. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 23. Let's hold tightly, without wavering, to the hope we affirm, for God can be trusted to keep his promise. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. Let us not neglect meeting together, but encourage one another. So, go online, join the Facebook group. Mums and dads, make sure you're on the Facebook group. I'll be posting things for you to have ideas. I love seeing what you're doing. Let's be creative and use this time really, really well. Have fun, and I look forward to hearing what you're doing at home. Take care. Bye.